All right, 49er fans. 49ers came into Seattle tonight sitting at 2-3, fresh off another divisional loss to the Arizona Cardinals. Pressure was mounting in a must-win game. Injuries becoming an issue. Kyle Shanahan's play calling under scrutiny. The Niners needed to prove that they could turn things around in this game. Nick Bosa stated that it wasn't a must-win game, but said it felt like it was. Niners are officially number one in their division tonight. Ray and I will talk about some of the pivotal moments in this game, and we'll touch on some things from last week as well. Welcome to the 49 Problems. This is the 49 Problems.
Yeah, this is Kyle Shanahan. You are now tuning into the 49 Problems, where these two guys try to act like they know more than me. All they do is talk shit. 100% unfiltered, uncut fan reactions. Here to talk about all the drama. And now your hosts, Kyle J. Vigil and Ray J. Garcia. Assholes.
Ray J. Garcia, you asshole. This is our immediate reaction to the 49ers win over the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle.
I don't think I seen that. I did the Debo slime on him.
Oh, Debo slime. I thought you were just scratching your nose. Ray, you were quoted before this game as saying you had no faith, but you're still faithful. Mm-hmm. What do you feel? What are your immediate thoughts after this game?
I was fucking stressed until there was no chance of them coming back.
Yeah.
Even when there was 20 seconds on the clock, they could still score.
Yeah.
And kick an onside and get the ball back and score again. So I was stressing.
Yeah.
Until that threat was gone with 10 seconds left, then that stress went out.
Yeah. The second half of this game was like a nail-biter. And it was like every other Shanahan game we've seen so far this year, especially those losses. So you and I were looking at it like, here we go again. At one point, it was like if they score, they're going to be up by one, just like last week against Arizona. In speaking of the Arizona game, right? We touched on it earlier during our fourth quarter reaction, but since this is the official podcast,
I didn't touch on nobody.
We didn't touch on nothing, but since it's the official podcast, last week Ray and I had the podcast of our life after that freaking frustrating loss, and we weren't even freaking recording. But Ray, you can see it right here. Look, recording.
We are
live. We are live recording, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the technical difficulties.
We put together about a good hour and a half.
Man,
content.
Ranting just
like
off the
45 minutes of straight good quality
all
content.
Off the head,
just unrecorded. Man, and we're sitting there, and as we're going, we're like, hey, let's pause, take a bathroom break. And we go to pause, and we're like, it's been paused.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Did we record anything?
Man.
That's what we were kind of lost in. Like, what did we record?
Yeah.
Like,
and we couldn't, there's no way we were just going to be able to just re-up. Like, so we just said we had to start fresh. We were kind of.
It was all fresh, raw, off the top of the head. There was no way to redo it. You weren't going to get the same emotions, the same reactions.
Nah. Yeah, exactly, right. And just to kind of like cover that, right? Let's say going into this game, what we reacted to last week, right, was the play. Like I said it in the in the opening, the Kyle Shanahan's play calling being under scrutiny, Brock Purdy throwing it 35 times. Something in this game, and we'll get into it. The third downs. How many third down incompletions did we see in this game? You know what I mean? It seemed like every drive, if it ended in a third down, it was a third down incompletion. That was what was first.
3rd and 2.
Yeah, it didn't matter what it was. 3rd and long, 3rd and short, 3rd and mid range. And it seemed like last week that was one of the frustrating things that really came back to bite us in the ass. So me and you were sitting here, in the second half of this game, kind of, not I want to say we're stressed. Well, we've been through it before, but
I feel like Shanahan kind of hears what we say.
Yeah,
he might not listen to Red and Gold till I'm dead and cold.
No.
But I feel like he listens to Cohen, Hensley, Kruger.
He did our intro, so shout out to the man himself.
Yeah, he probably does listen. He did our intro. Fuck, but if he doesn't even, he gets his info through Cohen, Kruger.
Yeah.
Hensley, the coach. So I mean, our word's getting back to him, and you could tell it's obvious because everything we've been discussing on what he needs to improve on.
Yeah.
You can see him making the effort.
Yeah.
You see the effort out there. I mean, Kittle was a big part of this game.
Yeah. I do like some of the play calling a lot better in this game. One of the biggest things referring to that, right? You said he listens to them. There's been a lot of back and forth between Juszczyk and Grant Cohn ever since Juszczyk called him out about the whole locker room thing, the whole locker room policy.
Look, if I was in there fucking pecker checking and I got called out on it, bro, too, I'd be mad. Grant Cohn's just pecker checking, got mad because he got called out. One of his girlfriends, or if he even has a girlfriend,
was mad
because I don't know.
No, but so they did that little back and forth, and then in the Arizona game, Kyle Juszczyk was like literally nothing on the stat line, right? And so Grant was roasting him all week. It seems like this week, again, right? If what you're saying is right, freaking Kyle Shanahan was feeding the shit out of Kyle Juszczyk in that fourth quarter. And to his credit, man, it fucking worked. So Grant Cohn's gonna be how would you say, like, he's gonna be talking about it all week. Like, I already know, if I can hear him right now, he's gonna be like,
nah, you know what I think it was though?
He's gonna say, I know Shanahan listens to my show.
What I think it was is Shanahan realized, like, hey, these teams are under our big threats. Ayuk, Debo, now Juwan. They don't have to worry so much about Christian. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
if you could slow down JP,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Then you're pretty successful. That's kind of what the NFL figured out.
Yeah.
So what Shanahan's doing is he's going more towards Kittle on these, under routes, getting Juszczyk back involved. Remember when we were in the Super Bowl, Juszczyk was a big part of getting us there.
Yeah. Yeah,
you know
was.
What I mean? So
he made, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know
Juszczyk and Kittle, all of them.
Yeah,
were.
I know I tend to like hate on some of these offensive guys sometimes, but it's like I do remember like the times when it's like they did come up with big plays at times, especially when we needed them most. Early on in this game, like we're talking about before we get too much about Kyle in the fourth, the beginning of this game, you and I didn't even know Travarius Ward not being there, so that was kind of like a questionable thing on the defense.
Yeah, that was kind of a game time decision or something. Maybe it wasn't. For me, it was a surprise.
Yeah,
I didn't hear nothing about it.
If we don't shout it out like it's its own segment, man. We're shouting out Kyle Juszczyk early, but shout out to those fucking rookies in the beginning. What was that? That first quarter, Malik Mustapha had that pick on Geno Smith, like their first offensive drive, right? So shout out rookie Malik Mustapha coming up with a huge defensive play.
Shout out Renardo Green coming up with a pick, making some big plays, stepping up.
Renardo Green, another rookie cornerback with an interception. And then on the offensive side, you had rookie Isaac Guerrero with a huge 76-yard run in the fourth quarter that helped us seal the deal and set up Kyle Juszczyk later on for that touchdown. So rookies coming up big in this game, bro.
Like, Jalen Graham
on the special teams. Darrell Luter, not a rookie, but I think he was drafted last year. But another special teams player. Special teams, a little. They gave up some big runs in this game, but they also made some big plays. What was the other one? Oh, the forced fumble, huh?
That was Jalen Graham, right? Jalen Graham on the forced fumble.
So rookies making big plays. One of the things I noted pretty early in this game was Kyle is, again, we see it a lot, and to his credit, it seemed like it worked a little bit in this game, was the force feeding of Debo. But we've seen Debo come up with a huge play that we haven't seen him do in a while, where he got wide open and then he ended up breaking the defender, for the touchdown. So shout out, to Debo.
That was another 70, 71, 76.
Brock fucking coming through. No shit. Sorry. No, sorry about that. Brock, another thing I noted early on, and just throughout the game, besides like Brock overall, I don't know if I haven't pulled up the stats yet, but he seemed to be using his feet really early, even throughout the game, like getting first downs, which you and I talk about a lot, right? His elusiveness. He's not that fast, but he's shifty, and when he rolls out and he makes that decision, if he's like, okay, I'm going to run, like he's not going out there to get like 15, 20 yards. He's like, I'm just going to take 7, 8 yards. I might get the first down. I just don't like how he goes down on his shoulder a lot, but
at first slides.
yeah, but him being elusive, dude, and early in this game, bro, what was it? 49ers defense nearly pitched a fucking shutout, and it was 16-3 in the first. You know what I mean? That's what we talked about. Like the second, like got kind of a nail biter. Brock Purdy was 18-28, so still threw it nearly 28 times. 255 for 3 touchdowns. Geno Smith, 30 of 52, 312 yards, 1 touchdown. Those 2 picks. Isaac Guerrero was our leading rusher at 10 carries for 99 yards. Jordan Mason finished with 9 carries at 73 yards. Brock Purdy 4 of 19.
What's the average carry for Mason?
Mason 8.1.
Oh,
Still in these limited carries, bro. Like Jordan Mason is still fucking doing his thing, bro.
He's been averaging like a 5.3 or 5.7 or something.
Yeah.
Like so with that 8-point run, it's gonna probably go up to 6.5. It's gonna go up to 6.
And he's a free agent next year too. Leading receiver was Deebo Samuel, 3 receptions, 102 yards. George Kittle came in second, 5 receptions, 58. Ayuk 2 for 37, Jennings 3 for 27. And you had Kyle Juszczyk 3 for 10, and he had that rushing touchdown. Only rushing touchdown in the game came from Kyle Juszczyk. All right, so
Hey, before we go further, so we had
Tell me about
Matt Wright,
kicker,
go perfect on field goals and extra points tonight,
and get hurt.
I think he was 3 for 3, 4 for 4
on the field goals.
4 for 4, just in general.
Let me see. But go ahead.
Yeah, another kicker getting hurt, going to make a play.
At the end,
teams. You know, at the end, they're taking them off into the locker room to get X-rays. Special teams continues to be an issue. Not being able to make plays, relying on our cheerleader players.
Yeah. Matthew Wright was 3 for 3, long of 41. Counted for 12 of our 36 points. Off the street, Matthew Wright.
But that's not counting the field goals. So I think he had 3 field goals too.
Yeah, that's what I meant. He's 3 for 3.
3 extra points and
field goals. Yeah. So he had the 9. Yeah. So he was good, and then he gets hurt. Kyle Shanahan had a disturbing trend with getting kickers hurt. They used to be quarterbacks.
So we got 10-day break now.
Yeah, a much needed 10-day break going up against Kansas City next. Before we talk about that, Ray, you want to talk more about the just coming out of that second half? I said we were 16-3.
Who came out? Cortez?
Nah, Debo might have in that outfit he had last week, that fucking James Brown jean jacket, fucking, I don't know what the fuck that shit was.
Bell bottoms?
Yeah. Was it the special teams gave up that kick return to Seattle, and that's what made it 16-10?
Yeah.
So momentum shifts in the second half, but to the Niners' credit, they still had some. Like, it's weird, bro, because some of these plays went our way, like that forced fumble on special teams. You had Fred Warner making big, stops, defense doing their thing, and then there was points and times in this game where we've seen offense still not playing complimentary. And again, right, like I might be nitpicking, but at the end of the day, like we won, but there was points and times in this game where you and I could testify to it, bro. It's like it wasn't a for sure win. A 6-point lead is nothing near safe with Kyle Shanahan.
Well, like I said, going up until probably minute and 40 seconds left when I told you, I think, okay, we finally got this game in the bag. It's a lot. You know what I mean? Otherwise, I was sitting there like, shit, they could score,
Yeah.
kicking onside, get the ball back, or even they still had their timeouts at that time.
Yeah.
They still had all 3 timeouts.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, anything could have happened at that point. But, ultimately,
but then as we were watching it and we watched the way
it was Renardo Green that pretty much sealed the deal.
Well, no, it was our defense.
Yeah. But I'm saying he got that pick at the end.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is, they got the ball back with 6 minutes left, or 5 minutes, just under 6 minutes, and ran 3 plays, and the clock was already down to
It
was down to like 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So they almost wasted 2.5 minutes on like three plays. So
yeah.
once they weren't managing. I mean, Seattle wasn't managing the clock very well. But once I seen that,
Yeah.
I kind of knew, all right, we got this.
And again, you talk about them not managing the clock very well. That huge run by Jordan Mason, or not Jordan Mason, Isaac Grendo, coming in for the hurt Jordan Mason, which hopefully, that doesn't extend too long. You and I talked about who would they pick up, something to keep an eye on this week as this 10-day stretch goes on. Niners might try to add some depth at the running back position. You and I talked about it earlier. What would you think? Maybe you say maybe Mostert. I keep hearing Breda's out there still. Former 49ers. Shanahan likes his former guys.
The thing is with Breida, though, is we picked him up off a practice squad.
Yeah, we did earlier this season.
And we released him. So what was there probably ain't there no more, because he would be on a roster, not on a practice squad.
Yeah, that's what, and I heard another person saying, like, he's on the streets for a reason, maybe. But a lot of people are saying that he's one of those guys that stays in shape. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
But another guy in this game that had a huge game besides Isaac Grando was Kittle, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
You asked me earlier if there's a potential we might move him to right tackle.
I'm just saying, because Shanahan wasn't okay. Well,
is he slowing down or being underutilized?
No. Because this game's a perfect example.
Yeah.
He wasn't underutilized this game. He was out there making plays, running routes, getting catches, scoring touchdowns, having fun, beating George Kittle. But Shanahan tends to use him as a fucking offensive tackle sometimes. You know what I mean? He keeps him in the block. So if that's the case, get rid of fucking McKivitz. Let's go invest in a fucking tight end that could catch the ball, and let fucking Kittle block. You know what I mean? If that's what you want Kittle to do.
And that's what I told you earlier. Like, well, I think there was a thing where I was like, I've talked about it for years how I want a 2 tight end set, but Shanahan already doesn't target Kittle that much.
Oh,
you know what I mean? 2 tight ends. Nah. But so with those 2 tight ends, like, I figured, like, maybe you could move Kittle to like the second, since you use him to block so much, and then maybe how Shanahan likes to disguise shit. Maybe that'll allow teams to kind of ease up off him a little bit, and then you sneak him out there and free him up, because you got this other tight end that teams are knowing, like, oh, this tight end's out there just to catch the ball, and he's running routes.
Well,
Kittle's in there to block.
We did try that before with older tight ends that were, on the downside of their careers, and it didn't work out.
Yeah.
We got that one tight end from Carolina, I think, a couple of years ago.
Black dude. Oh no, you're talking about Jordan. Kid from Washington, I think.
Was it Washington?
Yeah, Jordan Reed or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did I say? Kid from Carolina?
Yeah, that kid from Washington.
I thought we got one from Carolina too.
I want to hit you with, like, kind of a couple little questions and shit.
But yeah, Jordan Reed.
Yeah.
He didn't work out. I think we had a couple other ones. They didn't work out.
So earlier this week, they had the firing of Saleh. You said bring him back. Defense, had some big plays in this game, but also gave up a lot of third downs. to you, do you think that's an issue moving forward? We're going up against Kansas City. They're 5-0. My initial prediction, I think you and I both agreed on it, that we didn't even want to beat them this year because, you know, it was like, we don't deserve it. You know, like, we should have beat them in a Super Bowl. This would just be like you know, like, what would this mean to us? Like, it ain't going to mean shit if we beat them in this regular season. Now I'm looking at it like, we need to get momentum. We need to get on the positive side of 500. Do you still think like these decent, like, bro, like the defensive third down defense? You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be an issue, bro. Like, moving forward. Like, you got any thoughts on that? Is it Sorensen? Is it Staley? Like, is it a personnel issue? Like, I know Ward was out this week.
So a lot of things that I keep hearing is John Lynch did an interview, and when he was asked about it, he just says, we all need to get on the same page.
Yeah.
Making it sound like Staley and Sorensen ain't on the same page. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think there's some inner turmoil going on the defensive coaching staff that we don't know about, that they being publicized, but John Lynch kind of let us in on it a little bit by saying, you know, they just need to sit down and get on the same page.
Yeah. And then you had like
maybe you got
telling to make adjustments, but
maybe you got Staley kind of overstepping his boundaries.
Because this is honestly our best win.
When Sorensen's the DC.
Yeah.
But you know, Staley's in the background, knowing he's already been a head coach. Kind of maybe, hey, you're the next guy up if this guy don't fall through. So he's looking for every fault that Sorensen's doing.
Yeah.
To call him out on, and that's where he's saying we just need to be on the same page. Maybe you know, Staley knows, hey, that's my job. You're just kind of keeping the seat warm, so I'm ready to sit down, hurry up and get out.
Yeah, I felt like in that New England game, Jacoby Brissett, similar player like Geno Smith. Maybe I'm just, you know, being a casual like NFL.
You are
like observer, you know, in that regard.
You are
just because they're both black, but but yeah.
I thought Geno Smith was like Haitian or something.
Oh, maybe.
He's cats and dogs.
Cats and dogs. It rains cats and dogs in Seattle, so you might be onto something. But so
just playing Geno. I know you're not Haitian.
All due respect.
I know
no. What was I saying? Oh, I forgot what I was saying. Geno. Oh, they blitzed Jacoby in New England more. They rushed 5 a lot more in that game, right? And it seemed successful. We won that game, right? And then in Arizona, they didn't do it. And in this game, a lot of the times they didn't do it, especially on third downs. So they were dropping, They're dropping 8 and rushing 4 and dropping 7.
Yeah, it's too many.
I can't do math. I hate doing math live on the podcast.
You get them a penalty.
But the thing was, right, like they're dropping more guys into coverage and they're still completing these passes on us. So I'm like, why not just bring more pressure? But I think that's the third down fix they need to make.
Because what it is they're dropping into zone coverage. So you got guys falling into the flats and they're hitting you over the middle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. But, you know, again, right, even...
That's the thing with them drop back coverages is it's fucking, if it hits, it hits. You're gonna look like a star, but most of the time it ain't, because you're kind of just facing it off, you know, fucking what you're thinking they're gonna do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That play, most of the time they think a tight end's gonna go out to the flat, or running back's going to come out, hit a flag, you know what I mean? So they're just going to be able to be right there, jump the route.
Okay, so we're sitting at 3-3, right? We're number 1 in the division. Might not last for long. If Arizona beats Green Bay, they're right back where they are because they got the tiebreaker on us. So we're 3-3. We got Kansas City coming up.
Do they? We don't know if they got the tiebreaker yet.
What if they beat us?
Yeah, but Seattle beat them, and we just beat Seattle.
It doesn't matter.
That's what put us number 1.
No, but division is a division win, so they beat us in their division leader.
No, we're division leader now.
No, it doesn't matter how many division wins you got. If you beat them head to head,
number 1 in the NFC West.
Yeah, but if you have a better record and you beat them head to head, you know what I mean? You're automatically number one in the division. So they're gonna have a better record than us. And if they tie and they beat us head to head, then they get the tiebreaker. Yeah. Yeah, so that's why I'm like, it can only last till Sunday, so we can't over celebrate. The team can't over celebrate, and I kind of feel like they did that when they beat New England.
Nah, but even though they got a better record, if we win our division, we still get a better seed than them.
No, it's whoever has the best record, regardless. So
you got to win your division though. You can't.
Yeah, you win your division with the best record though. It doesn't have to be division wins.
You
can win your division.
You can still have a winning record, a better record.
You could be like 2-4 in the division, but if you're 12-4, like those 4 losses came in the division, but you're 12-4 in the NFC and you have the best record in the NFC, you're still number 1 in the NFC.
Yeah, but not in your division.
But you'll still get the number 1 seed though. See what I'm saying? It doesn't affect like the playoffs like that. Like in order the way they do it, the way they do it is like 1 through 4 is ranked by whoever has the most wins in their division.
But you'd be 13.
And then where it would matter is like the wild card. What do you mean?
17 games.
Oh yeah. I was thinking about like the old ones. Yeah, you'd be like 12-5 or like yeah. No, you're right. Yeah. No, but like so like where it would matter though is like the wild card. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah. Like the wild card, like those types of tiebreakers. But like division wise, it's just best whoever has the best record.
That never makes sense to me though.
Yeah, it is weird.
You can win your division, but
yeah, it's just like weird ass math, anyways. You know. And I hate doing math live on a podcast. I tried to do that the other day when I was counting them field goals from week 1. I was like, what is that? 6, 12, 3, 6, 9. Damn, shoot 5. Sucking to me, one more time, getting on. So if I had to like say, one more, like, because ultimately, right? Again, you called it. We have a 10-game stretch. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do this again against Kansas City. That's a big ask because we've never been able to do it before. You know what I mean? So my early thoughts are like again, like how it was week before when you and I made our season prediction before the season started. I said we were going to lose to Kansas City. Like that's my initial thought. But I've also seen we've seen it. Brock Purdy has better stats than Mahomes right now.
Well, so right now the word is that the NFL is rigging it for Kansas City.
Yeah,
I mean they're going against their.
Well, that's been the narrative since day one. Though. Remember last year when they won and then Joe Biden posted that shit on Instagram and Facebook, and it was a picture of Joe Biden with the red glowing eyes, and he was like shouting out Taylor Swift, and he's like, "We did it, just like we scripted."
But now there's turmoil because Mahomes and his wife are going for Trump.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, fuck, dude. Again, if I wanted to just kind of, we said we would keep this one short. We're at about a half hour. I think that's a good place where we can start kind of rounding it out. I wanted to do like a, it's a win. So looking at I kind of cover like a lot of the negative stuff, but to like say positive things. Fred Warner again, like showing up at times. He had a forced fumble that they ended up recovering. Seattle got lucky. Otherwise, Fred Warner would have another freaking turnover. And he's just balling the fuck out. Those rookies, Mustapha, Renardo Green. It seems like Mustapha may have got hurt. Another thing to watch, Garendo fucking balling out. Those rookies balling out. Renardo Green with Malik, Mustapha. But then we got to keep an eye on these injuries. If Malik is hurt, we're already down in safety with Hufunga. Something else that came out this week. He's going to be out a whole month. I don't really worry about the kicker position. You guys have seen Kyle Shanahan pick somebody off the street, have success with him.
Mustapha went out with the hand injury.
They said right after that interception, I guess.
Debo had a hand injury.
He came back and he was over there dancing on the sideline, so I think he's good. Shanahan had a lot of scrutiny this week. I don't know if he if some of that went into like his play calling this week. I alluded to it earlier with the whole Kyle Juszczyk thing and Grant Cohn, but it was interesting to see, like it was pretty successful, more or less. And they faced some adversity. They were on the road. They had the injury to Mason, so the offense still prevailed. George Kittle eating at home. So shout out to that, at least. You know what I mean? From this point forward, I guess we're gonna have to wait and see if we lose another game to Kansas City. So you know what I mean? Again, we're 3-3. I'm not fucking.
I mean, we keep talking about must win. So every game from
It's a must win, yeah. So I'm not saying we're back. We're back, yeah.
Even if we win the next game after that's a must win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've already dropped 3 of them.
Do you think the Niners need to make any changes, like going into Kansas City? Like, what's your biggest? So, like, okay, so that's it, right? We're 3-3. We're over Seattle. We're over Arizona. Like we got to put that all behind us. We got the big. It's a must-win game, regardless of who the opponent is. We're looking at it right as this. The rest of the season starts now, and it's in our. How do you say it? We control our destiny. We got to win these games, right? We're already down in the division 2 games, so we're 1-2 in the division, and we have, the best team in the AFC coming up, and then we got to play the Cowboys, who have been, mid, just like always. But again, like I said, say what you want about the Cowboys, they've been somehow able to win games in the fourth quarter, which Kyle Shanahan drops. You know what I mean? So I don't think anything's a given at this point. But our biggest, concern right now is Kansas City. These guys got 10 days to heal up. Jordan Mason, hopefully it's not a long-term injury. What do you think going into KC? Do you think they're a beatable team? We've seen the 49ers fucking, hang in there with them multiple times, just lose it in the fourth quarter. So that's the Kyle Shanahan fucking MO this year.
But here's the thing. We're sitting here talking about, do we think KC's beatable? Every team, every week that the Niners play, sit there and talk about, do we think the Niners are beatable? Even though the week before they may have lost the game.
Yeah.
Or barely won a close one. Every team is beatable. It's just a matter of if we go out there and execute the game plan.
Yeah.
As Nick Bosa put it. They game plan for a certain game, they get different looks.
Yeah.
So
and we got to make necessary adjustments.
If they go out there and execute and, game plan for the right looks, you got 10 days.
Yeah.
You got a long time coming off a short time. That's the benefit about Thursday night games, because you play Sunday, then you got 3 days or whatever, 4 days.
Yeah.
You play Thursday, and then you got 10 days.
It's a mini bye.
Yeah.
A mini bye.
So a lot of good time to recuperate, a lot of rest. That's these injuries. We have to wait and see if they're going to be long term or just a few days, or kind of day to day how it's going to be. But
I'm still not that confident in the passing game though. The red zone they got a little bit better in today, with Kittle, so to speak. Then they did get that big play to Deebo, but I don't think that's going to happen a lot. We're going to play some better defenses. You know what I mean?
I'm confident in our offense. I'm just not confident in the play calling in our offense.
That and the offensive line. We see some injuries there too, right? So again, some things to keep some eye on, or keep our eyes on. But I mean, I'm happy. The 49ers won. That's ultimately what I predicted. And at the beginning of the season, I said we were going to hover around 500, and here we are, 6 weeks in. 500. So I don't know what else to fucking, I can predict at this point. You know what I mean? I think the Niners can turn it around, dude. I think KC would be like a big, at this point, and like the majority of the fan base, all these casual fans, when we beat Kansas City, they're going to be screaming we're back. So that momentum shift would obviously help them against Dallas. I haven't looked ahead. Who's after Dallas? Ready to pull that up. I'll read off. Did I already read off the stats, huh? So anyways. Moment of silence for our fallen homies.
Bye week.
Bye week after Dallas?
Yeah.
What? Already? That's kind of early, no? After a 10-game stretch? After a 10-day mini bye?
Got a bye week, and then we're coming back against Tampa Bay.
Yeah. Well, all right. I think we can end that there. And for the 49 Problems podcast, I could say 49ers have officially beat the Seattle Seahawks week 6. This has been the immediate reaction. And I'm happy. And I think that the 49ers can turn it around with the win against KC in 10 days. I'm sure Ray and I will put something together because we'll be getting a lot of news in between that. Ray, you got any final words for the fine people out there listening to this well-established and esteemed podcast?
Shanahan is trash, but he's the best out there.
The best piece of trash?
One man's trash is another man's treasure.
You know how like those bitches be getting? It's like they just be like, "Oh, I can't give it up." Like they be like, those posts like where it's like the dude's red flag, but he got good dick. That's Shanahan for the 49er fans right now.
Not even.
Not
even.
You don't got good dick, right?
No. No. Needs Viagra.
No, for real, he's got to kick field goals to get that shit hard, bro.
I don't know, man. You just don't got the killer instinct. It's rubbing off on the team. We can't finish.
Yeah.
You know, he can't finish. So.
Yeah, he can't finish.
I don't know.
Yeah. A lot of frustrations.
Hey, all the you for you. You just kind of left it.
Yeah, he can't finish. He can't, anyways, again, I can't finish. Podcast. Nah, I was gonna say a lot of those frustrations from Arizona rolled over to this week, but this week was a win. That's how it's been, up and down roller coaster of a season. That's how it's been these past couple of years with Shanahan. That's my final thought.
Me, I'm faithful. I'm a faithful till I die. You know, win, lose, or tie, faithful till I die. However, I don't have a whole lot of faith in this season. You know, I'm just going to kind of roll with the punches and play it by ear. If we lose, I'm not going to get disappointed. If we win, I'm not going to get too excited.
Yeah. Like, what can you...
I mean, it's because from what I've learned is once I get excited,
you get let
and
down.
I start, you know, putting out my flags and, you know, putting the flags in my car windows and driving around town.
Then we lose again?
It just creates, you get haters that want to, you know, random people will just come up and start talking shit, you know, because they're Cowboys fans or Raider fans or Eagle fans or, you know, Packer fans, Raven fans. I mean, just whatever, you know. And I'm a Niner fan. Like I said, I'm a faithful, but I'm a fan of the sport. So I recognize other teams that do good and players that do good too. So
who's the worst fan base?
I'd say Raiders.
They're pretty terrible.
They just hate, man. Look, the whole thing, I don't get the whole Raider-Niner beef. We're in different divisions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You guys got multiple locations you're from. We stayed in the Bay, whether it's Santa Clara or San Francisco, we're still there. You know, we didn't. You could have went to Alameda, Oakland, Alameda, and we wouldn't have talked shit. You would have still been from the Bay.
Yeah, we ain't going nowhere.
But whatever.
You know why? Because we're red and gold till we're dead and cold. Ray?
Who has it better than us?
Nobody. For the 49 Problems, Kyle J. Vigil.
Ray J. Garcia.
We're out, and we'll see you all next time.
You gotta put an outro.
I know, I need to record the outro. Maybe you can, like, beatbox it for me. You know any beatboxes?
No. Beatboxes?
Yeah.